How many, like, totally questionable kitchens have you built in The Sims?
Oh, gosh. Let's just say I've seen some things.
Right.
Some real design disasters in my day.
It's like a rite of passage, though, right?
It is.
You got to have at least one kitchen fire in your Sims career.
Absolutely.
But this week, we're not just talking about the latest kitchen disasters. We're talking about The Sims turning 25.
A big one.
Huge.
Yeah.
And EA dropped some big news about it.
They did.
So we are talking potential The Sims 5 level news here.
Yeah, this isn't just like an expansion pack speculation anymore. This is the real deal.
Right.
Project Rene.
Okay, so not an expansion pack, but like a whole new game.
Yeah.
Are we calling it The Sims 5, or
I think so.
is that still on the download?
They're being coy about it, but this is The Sims 5. New engine, new features. It's the whole shebang.
And it's free to play.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
What do you think that means for the future of the franchise going free to play like that?
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
But it could pay off big time. Think about it, like millions of new players who wouldn't have necessarily tried it before.
Right.
Imagine Sims, like from all different cultures all over the world.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That would be amazing.
No, we're relying on just a couple expansion packs for diversity, right?
It's sad.
Like it changes the whole game.
No, totally.
But there's always a but.
There's always a but.
When something goes free to play.
Microtransactions, my friend.
Yeah.
Free play's got to make money somehow, right?
Okay.
Are we going to start seeing a sim world where the best furniture costs real money?
That's my worry.
Right.
That is my biggest worry. But aside from my Sims wardrobe budget,
Sure.
the other big news is multiplayer.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, finally,
Finally getting to interact with other people's Sims.
I know the article uses a lot of like vague but exciting phrases like friendship connecting, sharing a totally new world.
Okay.
So it's very intriguing to say the least.
Okay, but like, what does that even look like?
I don't know.
Imagine designing a house with a friend,
Yeah.
throwing a virtual party together.
Or imagine the drama,
Oh my gosh.
the neighborhood feuds, the breakups, the makeups all playing out online.
Hold on. I need a minute to process this. A shared Simlish universe. That's a whole other level of chaos.
It is, but don't get too carried away.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like this closed beta is like a finished product. It sounds like it's more about figuring out what multiplayer even means for The Sims.
So baby steps.
Exactly.
It's not like our Sims are booking flights to go visit their online besties just yet.
Not yet.
Oh.
It's about, like the article says, creating those experiences.
Right.
But this could be a game changer
Yeah.
down the line.
It's almost like they're saying, hey, we have this idea for multiplayer Sims, but we need you, the players, to help us figure out what it should be.
Precisely. It's a collaborative approach, which makes sense, right? The Sims has always been about player creativity.
But beyond Project Rene, there was something else that caught my eye. This whole idea of The Sims becoming more than one title. What's that all about?
This is where EA's vision gets really interesting. They're talking about a whole ecosystem of games and experiences beyond just the main Sims game.
So not just waiting for The Sims 6, but exploring different genres and platforms. Are we talking spin-offs, mobile games, maybe even VR?
Possibly. The article specifically mentions cozy narrative games for mobile.
That actually sounds really cool. And with this new focus on community and connection, think about the possibilities for collaborative gameplay beyond just building houses together.
Right. Imagine something like a Sims version of a collaborative storytelling game where you and your friends control different Sims in the same world, each influencing the narrative in your own way.
Now that is an idea I can get behind.
Yeah.
It seems like they're really tapping into the power of user-generated content too, even beyond just mods.
Yeah.
The article mentioned something about creation kits, right?
Absolutely. EA is bringing in community creators to develop official content. These creation kits will be curated and supported by EA, so it's not just mods anymore. It's like officially sanctioned expansions made by the fans.
So it's like they're saying, hey, you know what you're doing, go wild, but we'll give you the tools and resources to make it even better.
And for players who maybe aren't as into the modding scene, this means they'll have access to even more high-quality content without having to go digging through the depths of the internet.
It's kind of a win-win, right? But with all this talk about the future, I have to ask, what about us Sims 4 devotees? Are they just leaving us behind?
Not at all. In fact, it sounds like The Sims 4 is getting some much-needed TLC. More regular updates, new content bug fixes the works.
Okay, so they're not just abandoning it for the shiny new thing. That's a relief. But regular updates, you really think they're going to stick to that this time?
Well, they are doubling down on their commitment to the game with a twist. Remember those creation kits we were talking about?
Yeah, the officially sanctioned fan-made content.
They're coming to The Sims 4, too. So even though the game has been out for a while, it sounds like they're trying to breathe new life into it with this community-driven approach.
That's actually really smart. It gives players a reason to stick around, even with all this hype about Project Rene and the future of the franchise.
Exactly. It shows that they're invested in the long-term health of The Sims across all its forms.
It's a lot to take in, right? This wasn't just some minor update announcement. This is EA outlining a whole new era for The Sims.
It's definitely a pivotal moment for the franchise. And the big question is, will it work?
That's what I'm wondering. Are they biting off more than they can chew with all these changes? Or is this exactly the kind of shakeup The Sims needs?
It's a gamble for sure, but I have to give them credit for at least trying something new. It's
It's
exciting.
like you're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, right?
Yeah, and sometimes that's how innovation happens.
True, true.
Yeah.
It's better to try and fail than to never try at all, right? Although I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest,
Yeah.
about how this is all going to play out.
I think a little healthy skepticism is always a good thing.
Yeah,
It means we're paying attention, we're thinking critically about what could go wrong, but also, like, what are the possibilities?
right. And speaking of things that could go wrong, with all these changes, are they going to be able to keep, like, what makes The Sims The Sims?
That's the million simoleon question, isn't it? What is it about The Sims that makes it so special?
Is it the open-ended gameplay, the humor, the ability to create literally anything you can imagine?
It's a life simulator that's also a sandbox.
Right.
It's a blank canvas where you can paint whatever stories you want.
Yeah, and sometimes those stories involve a lot of accidental fires and questionable fashion choices.
Exactly. You're embracing the chaos, you're finding the humor in the everyday, and you're connecting with a community of people who get it.
And that's something I really hope they don't lose sight of, even as they're kind of pushing the boundaries of what The Sims can be.
I think they're aware of that. This whole push for community involvement, bringing creators in from the modding scene, that says to me that they understand the importance of the players in shaping the future of this game.
It's a recognition that The Sims is more than just a product they're selling.
Right.
It's a culture, it's a community, it's a shared experience.
And that's powerful.
It really is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the big takeaway for me is this. The future of The Sims is uncertain. A little scary maybe, but also incredibly exciting.
Yeah, change can be daunting, but it can also lead to amazing things. Who knows what brilliant ideas, what crazy gameplay, what heartwarming stories are going to come out of this new era of The Sims.
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride.
It is, and we'll be here to break it all down for you every step of the way.
That's right. So until next time, happy simming, everyone.